Hey everyone, Buddy Buck here. We are back with recipe number 3 of 3 in a 3-part series of, we just wrapped up the Contractors Edition on episode recipe number 2, and now here we are, recipe number 3 with the Senior Director of Growth for all of eXp Realty in the United States, my friend, my coach, Mr. Russ Leggin.
Hey, all right, buddy. Cool stuff, man. We did recipe 1, that was market update. We did recipe 2, that's managing a contractor list. So then let's kick over to recipe number 3, which is doing social media right. Now there's a bunch of people got a bunch of opinions on how to do this. There's one thing that I kind of have started to get the feel for, buddy, and let me ask you, is social media important?
To me, it is very important.
So when I ask people that, they're like, yeah! I'm like, how many of you guys are getting business from social media? And they're like, no! So here's the thing, how do we get business to come to us from social media? Well, number one, as real estate agents, we gotta stop thinking of social media as a look at me, put me on a pedestal, and oh, look at me, I look pretty, and everybody's like, oh, you look amazing today, Russ, I love your hair, you know, all that stuff. Like, I'm not doing it for look at me. I need to shift to how do I give to you? So when we shift from look at me marketing to here's something for you marketing, it completely changes the game. So let me give you a perfect example, buddy. There's a previous brokerage that I was working for, and a lot of the promotional stuff that they were putting out was like, here's who we are, here's what we do, here's how awesome we are, we got this, we got that. And we were sitting down going like, if we shift this to, hey guys, here's something for you, and hey, here's 26 lead generation tools that you could use that we vetted, who wants that? People started putting their hands up left and right. And we're like, just shifting from look at me to here's something for you, who wants this, completely changed the game. Also, buddy, what we need to look at from a real estate perspective is, I'm not just Russ the Realtor, I'm Russ the Realtor does all kinds of other cool stuff. So I want you to start thinking about building your flavor and building your tribe. Man, I'll tell you what, when I go to big conventions, people don't come up to me and go, oh my gosh, Russ, you're the most amazing real estate guy I've ever met. They come up to me and they go, dude, what's the deal with the woodworking stuff? That's cool. What's the deal with the knives? That's cool. That's the stuff that really makes me stand out. And I'm known as the woodworking guy a lot more than I am. I mean, people know me, of course, but they know me as something and I have a flavor and a feel. And when we translate that into living our daily life, and I say, buddy, you want to build your business, you want to add your business, you want to do more sales, think of it like, what do you love to do? Social media, right? I built a list of different things that you can post on social media so that you can have a list of things you do, right? So for me, early on in my business, it was mountain biking. So I'm Russ the Realtor doing mountain biking. So I started showing up mountain biking and I'd shoot a quick little selfie video. Hey, I'm Russ Leggin, the real estate dude, checking out Hole in the Fence. If you guys haven't been here, it's at boom, 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 and it's got 26 miles and it's a ton of fun and I'm gonna be rolling with my crew and there's Gary, my boy, right? Now people start to know me as Russ the mountain biking guy. And then I started doing triathlons and I was like, hey, it's Russ the Realtor jumping on a run. We're training for St. Anthony's and here's 40 of my favorite friends going on a 6-mile pace run today. And everybody's like, ding, they started seeing me as the Russ the Realtor, the race guy. So on social, it's not Russ the Realtor, always Realtor channel all the time. It's Russ the Realtor doing cool things consistently. So, buddy, I don't recommend doing this in church necessarily, but I want the concept is the same, right? People will say to me, well, Russ, you don't understand. There's 15 realtors at my church. Yeah, I know, and they're all doing, look at me, I'm a realtor. Please do real estate sales with me. And yours like, hey, I'm Russ the Realtor, and here's what we're doing in our church organization. We're giving back, we're doing whatever, right? Or I'm Russ the Realtor, and by the way, if you don't know what's going on in the real estate market, here's my real estate market update. That fits in that social too. So now, how many of the realtors in your church are showing up consistently and become the expert by talking real estate market update on social versus just talking about themselves and look at me, I sold a house. So it starts shifting what people see you as and feel you as, so that real estate market update is super key to do that on social. And then secondly, it's do things that are interesting. Buddy, do you like food?
I like food, yes.
Yeah, right? So I have had a bunch of people say, Russ, you must be a total foodie because I always see you posting pictures of awesome food. Actually, I like to make food. On occasion, I will post pictures of stuff other people made or stuff I get at a restaurant if I find it interesting. But a lot of times, I'll post pictures of things that I fired off on the grill. I'll post pictures of pork shoulder. Hey, I'm Russ the Realtor crushing a pork shoulder today. If you guys want to do pork shoulder in 5 hours, 15 minutes, full of flavor. And by the way, here's what it looks like when it's right and it's done. You grab that shoulder and you pull that bone out. There's no meat on it. That's when you know that thing's done. And people are going, oh my God, that's amazing. So people started seeing me as more of a foodie. It's not that, it's just I'm Russ the Realtor doing interesting things that get their attention. They're not gonna know me as Russ the real estate guy necessarily. It's like, oh, hey, by the way, I just sold another. Oh man, I saw that video of you sold another house. Nobody's ever said that to me, but they have said, I see your woodwork, I see your food. So the thing with social media that's super, super important is 2 or 3 times a week, you want to do something on social that is you doing something. By the way, if you like bowling, put it on social media. If you like biking, put the biking trails on social media. Part of this game too is some of the stuff that you do for social, you can drop on your YouTube channel. And there's a bunch of people in our company that have been talking about that. Buddy, nobody ever Googled looking for a real estate agent. Well, few people Google looking for a real estate agent in Duvall, but they'll look for 10 best ice cream joints in Duvall. They'll look for 10 cool mountain biking trails in Duvall. They'll look for 5 amazing things to do. By the way, I was just looking for Nice, France. I don't even know what's there. All I know is it's on the Mediterranean. It looks cool. And I typed in Nice, France, and it's like cool things to see in Nice, France. Cool, inexpensive things to do in Nice, France. Cool places that nobody knows about in Nice, France. Did you know they've got a medieval street that's underground? And you can walk medieval street from like the 1600s and it's still intact? Crazy stuff, right? That's the kind of stuff that people post video on. I'm like, what? Hey, I'm Russ the Realtor, and did you know we have a medieval street that's underground that I can show you right now? I'd do that video in a heartbeat. And then other people are gonna watch that. It's Russ the Realtor doing cool stuff, okay? So think about food, think about activities, think about fitness. The big thing is you've gotta do this consistently on a weekly basis. And then the other thing is consistency. Consistency over time. People say, well, how do you make a big difference? So the response is typically time on task. It's like, how much time are you spending doing that and working on that? The more you do, the better you get. Buddy, I have people say to me all the time, well, Russ, I'm not very good at this. And my response is, nobody started a master. Just start doing it and get a little bit better with it. Grab your cell phone, grab your selfie stick if you need one, or just grab your hand and start rolling, right? What you're gonna do is block off 30 minutes, buddy, and then you say, okay, I got 30 minutes, I'm gonna bust out as many as I can, and at the end of 30 minutes, I'm picking the best one, and that's the one I'm shipping. You could spend all day going around in circles on this stuff, and you don't want to do that. So what I want you to do is consistently get stuff going. So the rest of the story for consistency is it's time on task over time. We should call it T3. Time on task over time. It's doing something consistently over time that's going to get you to either better or mastery. So now I've got some stuff for my market update, which I do once a month. And then I've got stuff for my building my contractor list, 2 or 3 90-minute slots to build that. The more time you spend on it, the faster you can build it, the better the return you can get. And then blocking out at least 2 or 3 90-minute slots for social. It is important if you're doing the right stuff. So keep in mind, I want you to block out fun stuff to do. I've actually produced a list of a bunch of different ideas on things you can do on social, by the way. Buddy will give you access to that list. And there's some, 60 or so plus or minus things on that list. And you just grab a couple of those and do something consistently week after week after week. And by the way, you're gonna meet people doing those things also, and then you can do social media posts on that also. So this is living a life, doing something interesting. It's not Russ the Realtor trying to sell you a house, it's Russ the Realtor doing interesting things and building a Rolodex or building a library of different cool things around your town. So there you go. That's how you do social media right. You get known as the realtor that's doing cool stuff. You're getting out to do cool stuff. You're living a better life, and you can drive business from it with stuff people will want to watch.
All right, well, there we go. That was recipe 3 of 3. I hope you are full, and if not, go back and watch them again, because this is like context that I wish that I knew 20 years ago when I first got started in this industry. So for the new agents, for the agents looking to revamp their career, kind of get a fresh start, just hit the reset button, go back, watch recipe 1, 2, and 3 with Russ Leggin. These are fantastic. Thanks so much for the time, Russ. Appreciate you, brother.
You got it, brother.
Buddy Buck. Peace.